Let's review Bhujangasana, Cobra pose, which is a backward bend that is going to energize the spine and refresh the brain while strengthening our back muscles, improving spinal flexibility. So this pose begins in prone position with the forehead on the mat, the legs are parallel, and the hands can come underneath the shoulders or next to the chest. The elbows are drawn in toward the waist. And to enter, we're going to start in 3 stages with 3 breaths. So on the first inhalation, we're going to lift just the head, engaging the neck muscles. As the neck comes into a gentle back bend, we want to avoid jackknifing the neck, which means dropping it back sharply. Okay, very nice. Next inhalation, she can start to lift her chest forward and up as she engages her back muscles. And on the next inhalation, she'll ground her pelvis down, engaging her lower back as she lifts as high as she can with primarily her back strength. And being careful not to overarch her lumbar spine, she's going to tuck her pelvis as needed. The legs are going to lengthen back throughout the pose as well. She's gazing lightly forward and up. And we aren't using the hands to push ourselves up into an upward facing dog type pose. So we actually want to keep the lower navel, the lower torso in contact with the floor. And because this pose is so much about spinal energies, we really want to focus on that energy that enables the spinal muscles to lift you as you mentally affirm, I rise joyfully to meet each new opportunity. And to come out of the pose, she can inhale, lengthen once more, and then exhale as she lowers down. We want to feel the energy coming back to the brain as you release from the pose. You might rest as Karen is now, or turning one cheek to the side, arms next to the body. Lots of different options, but just allowing the back to relax as you integrate the effects of this pose. And there are some variations. So if Bhujangasana, the full expression, the standard pose, isn't comfortable for you, you can try Sphinx pose. The difference with Sphinx is that the forearms and elbows are on the floor throughout the pose. The hands begin about eye level as she comes up into the pose. You can see it's a gentler back bend, and she can apply more weight onto the arms for stability. And then if she has more spinal flexibility, she can slide the elbows forward a bit so they're underneath the shoulders, and shoulders are away from the ears. Beautiful. The legs are still active in this version of the pose. And then when you come out of Sphinx, you would just slide those elbows back, shoulders away from the ears as you relax. There's also an intermediate expression of this pose that Swami Kriyananda taught. This is best to practice if you're an intermediate student, you have a healthy spine and good spinal awareness. So for the intermediate expression, we would come up into Cobra as we normally would. You can also, use one inhalation to come up rather than the 3 stages that we previously looked at. And we're starting with primarily back muscles lifting us. Then we can start to add some weight into the arms. So the arms and the back are working to give us a lift here. But we're being careful not to overarch that lumbar spine. Then we can start to relax our back muscles a little bit, possibly lengthening the spine a bit more, deepening the back bend within our comfort level. And then we re-engage the back muscles to fully recharge the spine with energy before we lower back down to the floor, relaxing and releasing as we enjoy that flood of prana back to the brain. And that was a review of Bhujangasana, Cobra pose.